Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I've got a video of products that no matter how much I declutter and how good I am at decluttering, I do think I'm good at it, these products I just can't seem to get rid of, regardless of how I feel about them. So these are products that I don't necessarily hate, but I don't necessarily love, but there's something about them, whether it's the brand or what I've heard about them, whatever, that I just can't get myself to actually declutter them. I saw Andrea Matiliano talk about this or do this video on YouTube. I will link hers below. I don't know if other people have also done it, but I loved her video and I loved the idea behind it, so I figured I would give it a try as well. And if you're interested in finding out the products that have kind of a stranglehold on me, then let's go ahead and get into it. I think this is such a fun idea. Okay, sorry, this is a true messy bun, so we're just gonna have to deal. Let's start with this NARS product. This is the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. I bought this because everyone on YouTube is talking about it. I just don't use it. Like, there's no reason why. I think I'm confused about how to use it because I'm like, I thought it was maybe more for under eye. So that's how I've been using it. And I do like it that way. It's a little bit brightening, really finely milled powder, really finely milled. But when I do it all over the face, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just never reach for it. I always reach for my Laura Mercier one, and I don't wear loose powder every day either. So that's another part of it. So with that in mind, I'm like, there's no reason to keep it, but there's also no reason to get rid of it because it's good. And because it's NARS and because it's just one of those products that people have talked about for so long, I'm like, I can't get rid of it. Like, I like having it in my collection, even though I very rarely use it. So it continues to stay and it will continue to stay, but this just kind of reminds me that I really need to use it. But yeah, just one of those products. Next one is from Becca. This is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. I think I've even talked about this as a regret, and yet I still can't get rid of it. I don't know if it's a mixture of the packaging, like it's got this gorgeous like rose gold pink packaging. It's such an emollient. It is a really creamy under eye corrector. It really is, but I can never get it to stay the way I need it to stay to actually brighten. It's almost too emollient. And so for me, I'm like, oh, I'll try it again. And then every time I try it, I'm like, eh. But I want to keep it in my collection. I love seeing it in there. And every once in a while, I'll try it again. So if you have any tricks with this, because this is some people's holy grail, and I want to love it so badly. But please let me know, how do you apply it? Like, what kind of skin type do you have? What kind of under eyes do you have? Maybe it's just not right for my under eyes. Regardless, I just can't get rid of it. Oh, the next thing I just can't get rid of is the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. It's specifically the Naked 3 because the Naked 1 and 2 I really love and use. The Naked 3, when I bought it, I thought, oh, these are such pretty, you know, kind of pinkish colors, very rosy toned palette. But it just doesn't seem to quite live up to the same standard as the other two do. And I don't know if they changed the formula. It's not a bad palette. It's just not quite the quality I always expect from Urban Decay. And a lot of times the look just kind of looks the same no matter what shadows I'm using. And I don't even really love the look it ends up coming up with. Does that make sense? So for that reason, I never reach for it, but I can't get rid of it. I'm like, well, I have the Naked 1 and 2. Like, I feel like I should just have the whole collection, Naked 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, the Smoky I didn't really care for. Like, I didn't even try. I knew it wasn't really up my alley. And then the Naked Heat, I ended up passing on to a good friend because I used it and I was like, I like it, but it's not my favorite. And again, there was nothing wrong with it. I just knew I wouldn't use it very much. I had no problem getting rid of that one. But this one has a stranglehold on me. I just can't get rid of it. It's such pretty packaging, probably the prettiest of all three. I love the colors and I love having the complete collection. I just need to, I guess, force myself to use it, but it's just one of those things. I love having it in my collection. It's terrible. Trust me, this is not lost on me, the fact that this is like completely condoning like keeping things you don't need. And I love decluttering, but I know that I'm not alone, especially like watching Andrea's video. I'm like, we are not alone in having these products that you love and you can't get rid of, but you don't actually love. Does that make sense? All right, next one's from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette. There's nothing really wrong with this except for it's just a little too much for me. The the powders are gorgeous. Gosh, and even seeing a swatch, I really do need to use this more often. I think I always see it and I think, oh, it's gonna be glittery, but it's really not. It really is a finely milled shimmer. I just never reach for it because I'm like, oh yeah, strobing, glitter, no thanks. But now even just watching it, it's reminding me that no, Jess, these actually are really pretty. So this is one that I always grab all my other highlights instead of this. Like I just never reach for it. And for this one, I guess there really isn't any reason. So I just need to pull this out and try it more often. Next one is a little dirty. This is from Glossier. It's their Perfecting Skin Tint. I went through a phase where I tried lots of Glossier products. I loved a lot of them. Some of them were so-so. This is one that I kind of liked when I was first trying it, but the problem is it's such a thin consistency, and it never quite makes my skin look exactly the way I want it to. It doesn't have a lot of coverage. It's not really meant to. But I just never want to go through the work of putting it on because I know that when I put this on, I'm going to need a lot more coverage all over my face anyway. And so I just never find myself reaching for it, but it's not a terrible product. It's just you have to be using it for the right reasons. Like if you genuinely just want a little bit of coverage, like a little bit, then that's what you can use it for. But other than that, I mean, that's about all it's going to do. So it's a very, very natural look. I just need to reach for it more, but I can't get rid of it because it's one of those that I feel like so many people talk about. I'm like, I like having it in my collection. That's kind of the theme of the video. The next one's from Urban Decay. It's their Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. I have it in the shade 1. It's not a bad shade for me. I don't know what it is about this. Every time I've used it, I just don't like it. Why? I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since I've used it though, so I feel like I should give it another try, but this is the one that has like pretty high coverage, right? And I know this is like holy grail status for so many YouTubers that I love and totally trust their opinion. But it's like I haven't found a good way to apply it, and I feel like I've tried every way. So if you know of like a secret to this or maybe a great primer that works wonderful with it, please let me know because I don't want to get rid of it. It's too nice of a foundation and it's a pretty good shade match. And I bought this one with my own money, so I want it to work for me, you know? A lot, actually 1, 2, 3. I think all of these were bought with my own money except for the Hourglass palette. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of my reasoning on this. I just haven't fallen in love with it, but I need to know what are your guys' secrets with that. And my last one is again from Hourglass. This is their Veil Mineral Primer. I actually really like this primer, but I have like 40 primers and I'm not even exaggerating. It might even be higher than that. Oh my gosh, it might even be higher than that. But I like it, but it has to be like in the middle of summer for this to work for me. Like I'm not joking, it's gotta be like the middle dead heat of summer for this to work on my skin because otherwise I feel like it's very smoothing and I do feel like it fills in pores very, very beautifully and it holds on a foundation beautifully. And that's why I really do like it and I do recommend it. But I think if you're my skin type where you tend to be dry, especially in the winter, I feel like it just doesn't look nice on those dry areas. So I end up not reaching for it because I always think of that. And I'm like, it's such a cult classic. I'm like, I can't get rid of it. And again, there's no reason to get rid of it other than the fact that I know that I'm really not reaching for it. That's kind of the case for all of these. I just know that I don't reach for it. But it's one that, yeah, it's just more of a summertime primer for me. So those are all of these products. I feel like I could probably say this about so many others, but I kind of had to like cut it somewhere, or else I would just talk about tons of parts of my collection. If you enjoyed this kind of fun video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll subscribe and catch more of mine, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.